Hello again, it's Carol King, the developer of Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS. This video is the second video in a series of videos about posting bank deposits or monies received from various payors. In this particular video, we are going to talk about how to edit, delete, or review deposits that you have posted. So let's go open Payors, Deposits, Receivables, and Bank Deposits, so that we have the bank deposit menu here. We will be talking about using these buttons to review your deposits, but first I'd like to click the help document that is behind this type of stuff. We've already gone over bank deposit categories, the details of posting a bank deposit and everything about the fields on the bank deposit window, and we are now going to be talking about review, edit, or delete bank deposits. And the video that I'm doing will be behind this, but let's open the help document that we did open in the last video. We went over in the last video various fields here like the payer, check, and various fields that you use to make the deposit. And we went over all of that in the first video, but you can see that there's written stuff about how you do that and what deposit categories will trigger certain events, etc., that we saw in the first video, and totaling the deposit ID number. I'm going to pause right here for just a second and let's zoom in a little bit, see if I can get zoomed in. What I'd like to mention is that you don't have to be a home builder to use CHS. It is a full and complete accounting system, and so you can use it for various other types of things besides building homes. This example is myself, my software company, using CHS to post deposits. So when you go out there and you renew, etc., you're paying a license fee, some user fees. I have to pay a credit card fee to PayPal because it goes there. And if you're in Texas, you're paying some sales tax. So every time I post a deposit, the deposit categories are so handy to me because I can see in my breakdown of the total of deposits I've received how much is for license fees. So I just select that as a deposit category, and the GL number where I'm posting license fees just drops in, because if you remember, I set up deposit categories and attach default GL numbers to them. And then the user fees, when I select that, it just drops in. The credit card fee, I select that, and the credit card cost of sales, it goes to cost of sales on my books, which is a 6720. And these two, license fees and user fees, are income accounts on my income statement. And then the sales tax I set up to default to a sales tax payable account, because I will be paying those sales taxes out to the state and then debiting the sales tax account when I post the payment to the state controller here. Just wanted to let you know it's pretty easy, and boy, these deposit categories really help me just get it done over and over again each time I post. So let's continue on here. This section, and I'll do a whole video that's just about posting accounts receivable that goes with the accounts receivable, so that's what this section is about though. And I'll do one about posting change order payments in the section about explaining change orders. But we're going to talk about review, edit, or delete deposits. And we're going to go to the deposit cash side totals and various other things. And you can see here that it's talking about various databases that you can look at and various reports that you can get that I will be showing you, but it is here in the help document. I'll just minimize that in case I want to refer to it again. Want you to know that that's there. So let's get started on the cash side, edit or delete. When I click that, it's going to ask me for a range of dates. It's going to show me the lowest date in my accounting database and the highest date in my accounting database, the min-max dates. And if I just want to see all of my cash deposits, I would just click this hyperlink, use min-max GL dates, and it fills those dates in for me. Now I can search further or narrow down once it opens to various cash accounts, but maybe I'm only interested, remember in the previous video, the various cash accounts that you check mark as yes being cash accounts. You do that on your chart of accounts, but you could narrow your search down. You don't have to put anything in here except you do have to have dates. But we're going to open list of deposits totals cash side. Now this doesn't give you the detail of each line on each deposit, it gives you the total of the deposit. In our previous video, we did one dated sometime in 2016. I'm in the year 2021, but all my videos end up being in 2016 because I have a bunch of data in there for that. So let's just narrow our stuff down. I clicked the search button, by the way, up here, and then I just decided I just want to see the deposits in 2016. So I did that, and I'll submit search. So we'll see that all of these are dated in the year 2016, and I was demoing doing this deposit for an interim draw, and I showed you how when you drill down you can see the detail of the lines behind that. And the only thing you can do on this is upload something if you want to upload a copy of the interim draw request or anything like that that could be referred to. If you upload something, there will be a paperclip icon here so that somebody reviewing these things can see the attached document. And like I said, maybe it's a check, or if you did a job closing deposit that from the HUD statement, you might have the HUD statement uploaded here for review. I'll close that. We could do a results report. I just asked for everything in 2016, and a results report means it's everything based on your search. So this is showing all the deposits grouped by cash account, which is a little handier than what's showing on the screen, and how much happened in 2016. Now notice when I first opened it, I said I wanted a wide range of dates for all of them, but that in this filter down here, I didn't narrow it down to a cash account or various other things in the search, but I did narrow down the GL date after it opened. This would be like your base filters. This would be like your search filters once you're in. So that shows that I was asking for 2016. Just want you to get familiar with search things. If I clear the search, sometimes that happens when you go out to edit and you come back and you get all your records back, but it'll remember your previous search. So if I resubmit the search, I've got what I've got. So if you go out to something and it comes back and it refreshes on its own because it needs to in case you might have changed something, you can always real quickly resubmit your search right here. Now, like I showed you in the previous thing, everything is posted as a journal entry behind the scenes by CHS to your accounting books, and you can look at the journal entry that was posted for each deposit. I went over that in the previous video, so you can watch that. But let's do something like maybe we're interested in some amount of some deposit. Let's clear the search, and let's say, look here, we have a deposit for $28.75, a few of them. Let's go back to the search. Let's clear our search filters that we put in here, and let's put in an amount, $28.75. Let's just put that in. But let's say you're trying to look at a certain deposit for a certain amount and submit the search, and you can see that I have 3 of them here, which who knows what those are about. And you can drill down to see what those are about and see that these are 2 rents being paid. It's the 2 renters paying their stuff each month, I'm sure. So if you do a results report of these 3, notice how it'll only have the 3, and it's telling you an amount equals $28.75 in the range of dates for your filters. You can always do things with this and send those reports. The HTML report is what opens first, so that you can export to Excel if you like, but for proper formatting, it's telling you about that up there. This is just a quick view that doesn't break by pages. But if you export to PDF, it will break by pages and provide you all the formatting that we did when we designed this report. The other thing about search, and by the way, there's help video about searching, is let's just say I want to see everything in the construction accounts, not the operating. And so I do this, but first I should clear the search fields. So let's just say I do this, hold down my Shift key, and say I want a range of all those. I could, if I just wanted a couple of them that skip, hold down, select the first one, hold down the Control key, and select the second one. Let's just do that and see what we get. Now you can see we're getting stuff from both of those banks, and the result report would show, it will group them by the banks, which is better, and it's showing that I asked for this cash account or this cash account. So that's enough about the filters. One more thing I wanted to mention is that these open sorted in descending date order. Click on date column to sort in ascending. See how the latest dates are here and then it gets farther and farther away. If I click on deposit date, now it's sorted them in date order ascending. Click on it again, it's descending, and you can do that. Say you're wanting to look at your amounts, the smallest amounts to the biggest amounts. You could click on the column title for amount, sort it that way or sort it upside down, various things like that. I'll close this so it's not all sorted funny. So let's just look for stuff in 2016 again. Since our videos seem to be all about that, so we don't have to look at so many deposits, let's just look at this. I'd like you to show you, if I decided on the deposit that I demoed in the previous one that we clicked on, how I would delete it would be to click this X button. And it says the date of the deposit selected is prior to the current period. So it's warning me that my accountant controller in the company has set up a current period that this isn't part of, because I'm in the year 2021. But my accountant did set up that entries or edits are allowed outside of the period. The controller can put no on that so that I couldn't delete that, and then it would tell me that when I clicked this X button. I need to close this, and let's just use the min and max dates to demonstrate something else about deleting. I'd like to show you way down here in the year 2013. If I go to delete something, CHS goes out and looks to see if you have closed your books at year end. It knows if you've done that, if you've used the screen that CHS provides for closing books at the end of the year, and it will not let you delete an entry that would have been part of a closing journal entry. So it tells you what to do, that you could either delete the closing journal entry in your journal entry list for the year and then do it, but in general, we wouldn't be deleting something way back in 2013 in this year 2021. I just wanted to let you know that it checks for that. It also does some checking for whether a job has been closed that is part of the deposit thing. Wanted you to know that it will object and it will watch your books. Now, we haven't really closed the books since 2015 in this demo thing. That's why it's letting me do something in the year 2016. So let's just search here. And let's do the 2016 from within here so we can find our deposit that we need to do, and I'll show you what happens when it lets me go ahead. I'm not going to actually delete this, but it's doing all that warning about the current period. And then it's showing me the 3 records that will be deleted, 3 actual records, what GL number. If I click to confirm and delete the deposit records shown, it won't just do it automatically, it still lets you confirm. I'm actually not going to do it. If you do OK delete, it will reverse all of these and delete them. What happens when you delete is that audit records are posted. It would be all 3 of those lines that we saw would be posted. But I was doing some earlier today where it shows that at 9:43 a.m. I was deleting this deposit, and look how it's put in all sides of the deposit for that deposit ID. Both sides. It was just one line when I was doing it, and it's showing that I deleted something else for Tom Adams, and it's showing all 3 things that were involved: the amount to the cash account, the 2 lines that I entered for that deposit. So you can do a lot of searching in the audit records for a certain job or a certain deposit ID. If you're looking for a certain deposit ID, you should put it here in ref/check. reference/check, and then submit your search. We won't spend a lot of time on that. You'll notice that if I click this audit, it gives you those instructions about how to open the audit to search for this particular deposit ID to see if it's been edited. It will also put audit records saying and showing the lines before they were edited instead of after, that kind of thing. Now, if you want to edit a particular deposit, let's go ahead and resubmit our search to get it back to 2016 and look at our thing again. Let's say if we want to edit, you will use this pencil edit icon. And what will happen, of course again it's showing me how my dates are so old for this deposit. What will happen is it will show a screen that's basically like the screen we were using to add the new deposit, but you can change any of these lines. So what I'm going to pretend is that we were doing our bank rec and something about this total deposit was off by maybe $5 somehow. And I come look and I realize, or I look at my documents, maybe I uploaded a document to show me, stuff that I got from the bank. Who knows, that'd be great if I had uploaded something. But let's say that, oh no, they only did $40 instead of $45. So this is now right here, the new total is matching what the bank statement has when I was trying to do the bank rec instead of my original total, and it's showing me what the difference is. In this case, because we deducted less, this will end up increasing our bank account, of course, because the deposit total is just a little more. And I can submit those edits, and what you'll see is that there is an audit of me having made those edits. User click to submit edits, and it's showing you here the amounts of those 3 records. This $45 is stored here, so it shows you what the deposit was before I edited it. It shows that I did it and what date, so that every time you edit or delete, you're going to get an audit record about this. So that's pretty much how you review edit based on the cash side. And by cash side, I mean it's the sum ups of every deposit, which might be made up of several records. Now you may want to do further review by opening a list of deposits detail. The only thing, like I said before, that you can do on this screen is that you can upload or review uploads. Notice that this has an upload with a little paper clip, and I probably just uploaded some photo, but you might have actually a real PDF document, so it would open a PDF if it was a PDF. But I don't have all those documents here because I'm not the home builder. So let's do a search here. Let's say maybe for a range of dates, and let's submit search. You'll see that everything is in 2016, and if we look at the reports, all of them are based on the search results. First of all, you can get something that is just by date and then by that deposit ID. Remember that? It's the little batches of entries that were made related to a certain deposit, and here's the total of the deposit in cash account 1025, and it'll be sorted by date here so that you can refer to those, and you can send this to PDF, and you can see what filters you used in your search. Let's search for, we've done things for the Smith-John job in our demos. Let's clear the search and then look for everything for Smith-John. I cleared it so I wouldn't have those GL dates. Submit search, and you see these various deposits have been made, and if I do a report again, deposits by job then category, you can see all deposits for that particular job grouped by category. Now this isn't your job revenues report. This is a list of all the records that you put on the deposits window. So your job revenues would only be showing the down payment, the interim draw, but not something that had a category of job costs. This would, for subsidiary reports, not be on the job revenues report. This particular record will be on your job cost reports. Now let's search for a certain payor. Maybe we want to look for, let's clear our search. Remember to clear your search out. A payor Rollins that's actually a renter of ours on one of our rental properties. And you can see all of his deposits, that when he started out he gave us a deposit, then he started paying his rents each month, and then there was some little office supplies that he reimbursed us for. But we did rents through this time period. And then you could do a report that is by payor then category, so that you see the category of just miscellaneous, which I should have put as rents back when, so just ignore that. I should have put these two as rents as my deposit category, but apparently early on when I did those I didn't do that. So you would see May, June down here amongst this group of rents. So you could notice that and decide that, I think I'll edit those two since they're in 2016, and I'll edit those 2 deposits. So let's just do that. Hopefully it doesn't cause us to take up too much time. Let's do through June. I think that was just that. Now let's do the cash side. And remember, we were saying 2 renters were involved in this. If I drill down on the detail, there were 2 things, but you can see this deposit category on both of those are miscellaneous. So I want to edit probably both of these, because back when I didn't do it right. I want to edit both of those. So I'm just going to say, okay, warn me about the date again. And all I want to do is I want to change this to rents, change this to rents, and then I'm going to submit that change. And then I want to edit this one, change this to rents, change this to rents, submit it, And let's use a wide range of dates right now and not narrow down. And let's go back to the deposits detail. We'll search for that payor. You can start typing if you click on the no selection line. I typed in RO to start getting the Rollins. I could have done ROL and it would have moved there. Submit search. And then if I look at the reports by payer, then category that we were looking at, now we're kind of happy. This was miscellaneous office supplies. This was the rental deposit. And this is, you can see them right in order, the various rent payments. So that's a lot better looking report. So hopefully that gets you a pretty good idea of what you can do on the various couple of screens for reviewing your deposits, for editing them or deleting them, or just reviewing them to see if you got things in the right place. I think that's all I needed to say about reviewing and editing and changing deposits, and thank you for watching.